Meeting of the Newburytown Library Board of Trustees. And in attendance we have
Melissa Mashburn,
Alexandra Burke,
Richard Passeri,
Haley Hart, Library Director.
and Library Director. And two trustees were not able to make the meeting, Patty Olson and Terry Litteris. So with that, we have a quorum, so we will go forward.
Love it.
And deal with the business of the day. Approval of the minutes from the last meeting, and we have a draft of those, which I've read, and they're
Beautiful.
good. Yes, they are. So, if there's no questions on it, we'll take a motion to approve.
So moved.
approved.
Okay,
Second, rather.
Okay, they're approved. Excellent. Thank you. The director's report.
Sure. So, as you could probably tell, the roof is still getting worked on, even though everything's covered in snow. It scares the life out of me. But they're doing a great job. It's getting really, really close. We were told that they're about a week out from finishing, so that'll be very exciting. And then they'll just make it so that the snow doesn't fall off in certain areas. Right now, we're kind of finding out where those spots are. We're getting close to getting the AED for the meeting room. I have now moved past what this says, that I received a quote. I did receive a quote. I have sent in the quote and requested to order it. Now I'm just waiting for all of that to happen. But it's all, my end is done.
Okay.
Now it's just waiting for it.
So who has to initiate the actual purchase? The town?
No, they have to send the invoice to us to send to the town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
almost there.
All right.
But we're excited about it. February is Love Your Library Month, so we have hearts at the front desk for patrons to write why they love their libraries, and we can display them. Anyone can fill them out. Due to illness, we weren't able to do the training, the cataloging training by MBLC. Not our illness, surprisingly, even though we had a lot of it. The staff person couldn't come out because they were sick, so we are going to reschedule for the future. However, she was able to send me, there's some virtual trainings on the basics of the cataloging and a couple of the more in-depth ones. So most of the staff have already done it now.
Oh, good.
So that's been helpful. We're having our staff meeting on the 26th, the morning of. We're working on meeting every other month at this point. So we're working on putting together our agenda and what we want to talk about during that. But everyone is good to go for it. And the Friends are meeting next Friday at 1:30 here. And the Small Library Directors Roundtable for MBLC is tomorrow morning. So is the Assistant Directors Roundtable, which Catherine will be at. Due to staff illness, we really didn't have a lot of adult programs in January. Most of them had to be canceled or rescheduled. I actually was able to attend the mocktails program to make sure that kept going, and it was a full house, and everyone had a lot of fun. Children's program has been steady. We had 3D snowflakes that went really well, and yoga. Our story times are still our peak. It's when we get the most patrons, especially the special story times, like the teddy bear story time and the musical story time. Those always get big numbers.
Okay.
And on Saturday the 22nd, Nikki is hosting Gross Weird Fun Science. It's almost full. As of right now, actually it might be full. There's only one spot left. So
that's great.
Wow. Yes.
What a fun program.
It's the woman who did the poop museum that was also so explicitly wonderful. So
perfect.
They're very excited about that. And then on tomorrow, actually, right? Today's the 11th? Yeah. Tomorrow, Catherine is having a craft program with sea glass for adults. That has a few people already registered and should be fun.
My wife is going to that. So,
Great. Yeah. And she's back in full swing and
good.
doing
She's
all kinds of
That's
stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So that's kind of it for actual recording.
Okay.
I've got both the budget update and the statistics report.
Okay. How are we doing budget-wise?
We're okay. The budget numbers I went on based off of what was used last year, and I don't understand how that works because that is not going to work. So we are a little short on supplies specifically, but we'll be fine.
Okay.
But everything else is looking great. We've shifted some stuff around because Poor Will was trying to manage a CD budget that was very high for CDs that aren't going out as much, so
Oh,
we shifted that so that he could buy more for our library of things.
Oh,
So
okay.
actually
That's
today,
good.
the package came in for the new DVD player and some cord things.
Okay.
So that's all good. So collections-wise, everyone's doing
And he
great.
looked good on the snowshoes.
Yeah, right? That was Liz's idea. Liz has been killing it with marketing, so.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Yeah, so,
Oh, excellent.
yeah. And statistics are what we expected for the new year.
Yeah,
We're pretty steady with all of that.
okay, yeah, the numbers are looking good, yeah.
And we've got a ton of meeting room bookings for the next month or two,
that's great.
including some stuff from the town that I'm working on helping them schedule, so.
Good.
Yep.
Good, yeah. We're the place out.
Oh, we are.
That's what it's there for.
Yep.
Excellent, excellent.
In the next few months before June, Catherine and I are gonna go through all of our databases and evaluate how they're doing, what we need, what we don't need to spend money on, what we do. Things like the fact that we pay for Mango languages, which is great, but we get transparent languages for free from the state, and anyone with a Boston Public Library digital card can use Mango through them. So things like that, I'm wondering,
Okay.
should we be buying this, do we need to, that
Okay.
kind of thing. So we'll be
Yes, okay,
assessing those in the next couple months.
good. And then, are there other programs out there that, are databases that we don't have? that,
Exactly,
You know, that can be evaluated to see if that's
Yep.
something that we can augment? Okay.
exactly.
I don't know what those are.
No, I don't either, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
That's what our next few months are,
Yeah.
seeing what we have, what we want, what we need, what we don't need,
Mhm,
that kind of thing,
mhm.
so. yeah.
Okay, excellent, excellent.
That is me.
Okay, all right. Is there any new business?
No,
Okay.
not that I have at least.
Okay. And anyone have any new business?
It sounds like tickety-boo.
We're trying.
That's my Canadian friend would say.
Just makes me think of Doctor Who, honestly. Yeah, no, things are going pretty well. Staff have recovered from all the many illnesses that were flying around, so we're back and moving and shaking, which makes me very happy.
Good.
And makes them less stressed, which we also love. Yeah.
Okay, the only thing, I guess, just you and I met with James last week to get an update on where we were at. The roof being the number one thing.
Right.
He felt that it would have been done if it hadn't been for the snow.
Yeah. And I think that's gonna be the case for the next
Yeah,
couple
it's
weeks.
probably going to be the
Piecemeal.
end of the month realistically
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
it's done. Again, addressing the issues where it's sliding off.
Yeah.
One of the places that slides off and blocks is the book drop-off.
Yeah, which
Oh,
we just
okay.
learned that. So they
Yeah.
will fix that once the
There we go.
roof is fully on, but we did
Exactly.
just learn that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's been fun.
yeah. Yeah,
Well,
that
that's
was-
okay, I almost got hit in downtown Newburyport today, so.
With snow?
Yeah, I was just coming off the roof, both the
Yeah.
woman who was bringing in her garbage cans and I barely escaped. We would not have died, but.
It's interesting.
It was surprising, yeah.
Yeah.
We have had at the Museum of Old Newbury, which is one of those old hip
Yeah.
roof
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
modified, but hip roof thing. And we had some gutter and downspout work done during this past summer. And the guys did install some ice blocks above the doors,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's
Yeah.
getting killed, which we were always worried about.
sure.
Right.
Yeah, so that's already in
And those
place.
are working?
Yes.
Okay, because
Great.
that's what
Yeah,
they're,
that's-
that's what
Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
it.
address here.
Yeah.
Wherever there's a doorway
Yeah.
or,
And now
Right.
where we can
Book
see,
drop.
yeah, where we can see things
Yeah.
are happening,
Yeah.
yeah.
Try to
Smart.
yeah, so.
Yes, but that's
yeah.
good. Generators coming
The
along.
generator
just-
is- The infrastructure for the generator is all done.
Oh, that's
The
fantastic.
platform is
The
done.
platform is done, everything internally is done.
We're just waiting for
We're
the
just
actual
waiting for the generator.
To show up.
Yep,
Right.
So, and he didn't have a specific date on it. It's
but once it's
like,
there, they're ready to
it's
go.
imminent apparently.
Right.
And as soon as it shows up, all they gotta do is make all the physical connections
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah.
But they have had the opportunity to put everything in place.
Good.
So, that's
That's
all
good.
done, so.
yeah.
That's good. And with
Yeah.
deeper luck, well, come in
And
and
then,
make it.
HVAC system is, we're still trucking along, it's still gonna be a bit, I think that he said he was trying to hopefully go out to bid in spring.
Spring,
Yeah.
April, May.
We
So
are
as we change the whole
having,
heating and ventilation system.
yeah, our DPW has been super helpful because we have been having issues where the boiler is shutting off and not turning back on, mostly on those really cold snaps. So they've been checking in every single morning, including the mornings we're not here, which has been super helpful because Saturday morning and yesterday morning, it was closed. The boiler was off, including,
was.
yeah, this morning it was cold in here when we came in, into, so.
Oh,
They've been doing a really great job of checking in on us. We've been leaving all the doors open. We're gonna have to continue to leave all of our doors open, but,
Inside.
yeah,
Inside,
internally,
yeah,
yeah, so,
Keep them, keep.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're putting in crazy hours, making sure they're coming in every single day.
And we must reflect and acknowledge that the burst in the cooling, in the HVAC system some years ago
Yep.
would not have been caught,
Mhm.
except that the guys were
Yep.
outside
Guys,
cleaning,
Cleaning, right.
and had the
right.
Yeah.
work to come in and check it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
One of
the
they've
things
been
with-
doing that every single day and in chat with Fred, who does the HVAC system, and
Yes.
making sure that the boiler gets turned back on and that stuff, so.
Yeah.
But we're gonna probably have to weather the winter, which is fine, especially with them checking on us and us making sure everything's
Yeah.
open.
Right.
We'll be okay, it's not ideal, but they're getting it done now that the school is almost done or close
Yeah,
to
the
done.
school is almost done.
Yeah.
And they're in the design, finishing up the design phase of the
Yeah.
library
Yeah.
HVAC system. A lot of it's going to be, I love this getting old.
To be fair, no idea. I got nothing in here about it.
Okay.
There was a lot of technical terms
Yeah,
about
it's
HVAC
it's going
systems.
to be
Heat pumps?
heat pumps, thank you.
Hey, someone's got it, it wasn't me.
Thanks, Alex.
No,
They're gonna be heat pumps.
Yes.
it's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Except
so,
it's gonna, you know.
Yeah, and there will be a boiler, a burner also, so when the
yeah,
there's
so, yeah,
heat pumps,
Great.
when the temperature gets real low,
the boiler will
the
pump
boiler
up.
will kick in to
In
help
case you
augment
get
it.
Yeah.
more polar vortex.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
yeah,
So it will all be very good, and it is in motion, so
Yeah,
that's
so
great.
that's
And in the meantime, we've got all the stopgap measures, and the
Yeah.
town has been great for
Yeah,
that, so.
his hope was to get the biggest component done on this side, so that potentially could be upgrading the air conditioning for the summer, but
Yeah, we'll
it may not be completed until the fall.
Yeah.
By the time they go out to bid, get somebody under
Yeah.
contract and actually start to work.
It's gonna be a bit,
It's
which
gonna
we
be-
knew, but
Yeah.
at least we've got
Okay.
methods of making
You
sure
know,
we don't freeze.
It's 25 years down the line, so,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly,
Time.
it
Yeah,
is,
time.
yeah.
Has there been any chit chat about, from the committee which has been formed regarding the future of the COA?
They just had a meeting, I saw that there was a public meeting, I haven't watched it or anything.
Okay.
I don't think anything actually came of it yet, I think it was just throwing ideas out, but.
Okay.
And that was I did reach out based on the
Yes.
rumor the last time.
Yeah,
To see what was going on.
yeah,
Indicated that we would be supportive of them locating
Oh,
it close
gosh,
by.
yes.
It makes good sense to me.
Yes.
yeah, they're
Uh,
basically at the
and-
point of putting feelers out.
Yeah, and
is
that's
really all
basically
they've
what
got.
they're exploring multiple routes
Options.
and options at this
Yeah.
point. And it's apparently they formed a
Yeah, an ad
subcommittee,
hoc thing.
an ad hoc that actually is they meet in public meetings.
Yeah, they
Sure.
they
So
just
we
met,
could
I think last week.
Check their schedule and see,
Yep.
and then just show up and
Okay.
have input to it if you choose to.
Yeah, I just saw that they had a
Yeah.
meeting, so, yeah.
Yeah, the question is, is it not centrally located, is that an issue, and,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll
it
see.
is,
But, yeah.
But yeah, as of right now, nothing concrete at all.
Okay,
Yeah.
no, just curious.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
that's,
Yeah.
but that triggered for me to ask
Yeah.
the question of town hall.
Well, yeah, yeah, and
You know.
Yeah,
better to work
we're-
with
we're-
facts.
oh, yeah,
We'd love to
exactly.
be engaged and
Yeah.
have discussion about it.
Absolutely.
I think it's beneficial to us,
Yeah.
Of course.
So that's kind of that, and I think that was pretty much it.
We talked about our future hopes and dreams,
Yeah,
cameras and, all that
Right.
kind of stuff,
the
but
security cameras.
all of that is of course not gonna happen until, we get some other stuff done.
Right,
Yeah.
But yeah, so they'll help put up the AED as soon as it's here.
yeah,
They put the ones up for the rest of the town, so
Yeah.
they have no issue doing that.
and also talked about the potential of moving, if you
Oh, yeah.
reorganize,
I will eventually
Layout.
be reorganizing this library.
yeah, the layout of the,
We're on baby steps right now of doing that, in that we're going through and weeding all of the things that need to get weeded, because we've got books that are like 90 years old that shouldn't be here, that kind of thing. Or
Oh,
we
sure.
have like 6 copies and 2 of them look like trash. But once all of that's done, we'll start kind of looking at our collection and deciding how we want to put it, because right now, we've got a reference section that never gets used. We've got YA nonfiction that needs to put in, so how do we want to move things around so that they actually get used? And then more signage and stuff. But we were talking to James, and he had said that it's possible that it would be a good idea when and if we move things and we're moving and having to unscrew shelving units and stuff, that would be a great time to redo the carpet. So, but all of that is way long.
Again, it's down the road.
Yeah, right now we're just working on collection maintenance.
Making the building more livable and usable.
Yeah, exactly.
Catherine and I have already begun talking about, at least for the time being, how we can make our wayfinding, our signage better, because, I mean, right now people are seeing our new stuff, and hardly are they ever coming back here.
Right.
It's also set up crazy weird to me, but that's, it's like backwards from what every library is.
Then again, we're a full generation away from the initial installation.
Yeah, exactly,
So,
yeah.
and
So,
you weren't even born when you were.
definitely was born, but was not.
Now, the sage is, I don't know, Alex.
But yeah, so we're looking at how things can continue to work for us.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
James
good.
had such a great idea of like, that would be a great time to redo
Yeah,
carpets,
no,
and
he
he's
did.
so right.
He jumped right in as soon as she
Yeah.
mentioned it. And,
That's
that'd be a
great.
great
And that
time
was
to-
so smart, because I didn't even think about it.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, other than that,
'Cause you're not gonna come in and just move these things in order to put carpet in.
No,
It's
no.
gonna be part of a bigger plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Begin with the end in mind.
Yes,
Yeah.
And then our cleaning service has gone up in price, they just upped, but
What are you gonna do?
exactly, that's the only other stuff going on.
I mean, you shopped it within the last 6-7 months.
I did, and they're all very, very expensive, so
Yeah.
we have what we have
Well,
Okay.
for now.
if it's being adequately and properly addressed, just have to pay the money.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly, so, but otherwise we're doing fine, yeah.
okay.
Gonna, set up a time with you to go through all of the paperwork, and just get
Yeah,
that
this
stuff
is
out.
the construction stuff.
Yeah, I just don't wanna throw anything away that I don't
She
know
was
about,
drawing
so.
full of
Right.
construction documents.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, there's a
some
lot
of
of
it- some
stuff
it's
that I
like-
can already do.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of it can get tossed.
Some of
Yeah.
it,
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure
don't
is
need-
obsolete.
We
but
don't
still.
need payroll from like 20 years ago, I
Right,
promise
right.
you.
Yeah.
So there's some stuff I have done and I will continue doing, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I don't know the importance of this right now, I need help, so.
Yeah, and you know, and all of the important drawings that we
Yes.
had have been passed on to James or
Yeah.
the town.
Yeah,
We haven't maintained anything here. Whatever we have up there now were drawings that were in progress.
yes, I
There's
will
no-
say, we had the communication and data drawings, which actually, John from IT needed, 'cause he's.
Have we had those?
Yeah, I found them, I was very
Yeah,
surprised.
That's useful.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
helpful, so now he has that, so
Yes.
he knows where he needs to drill to fix the thing that's happening in Children's,
That's
Oh,
really
okay.
good.
which I have no idea what it is, but it's something
Okay.
about a faulty wire, so.
Okay, good. No, I thought.
I went up there thinking like, I don't
know.
know that I have it, I'll check though, it might be something that you have to ask James. He's like, okay, yeah, just give me a holler if you find it, and I was like, wait a second, so, worked out,
Okay,
seriously.
good.
Seriously, fuses and wiring can be the most irritating part.
Yes, yeah, he was like, I can blindly drill, I just don't think any of
No,
us want that. I was like,
Yes,
let's not do
I
that.
don't do that.
Yeah, I was like, none of us want
No, we
that.
have radiant heat in the floor.
And that's why I told him to, and
Yes.
luckily Fred was here at the same time, so
Yeah.
he talked to him, so.
We don't
they're
want
all
you
good.
drilling into that.
No.
Mm.
Oh, and one other thing is we have a new printer for the office, which is great. Courtesy of
Yes.
IT.
Okay. All right, and the other thing we talked about with James was the oven and the staff.
Yes, and I've already
Line for
talked to staff
staff
and they
room.
know. So the oven in the staff community room, not in the staff room, we're getting rid of. Not now, not anytime probably soon, but we don't use it. There's a working oven in the meeting room if we need it, but that's where we would want it anyway. What we need is more space. So we're either going to put in cabinets or just more counter space there instead. But
Sure.
we
And
don't
they've
use
got a
it.
microwave in there.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which I will eventually upgrade, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
mean, no one in this building was here when it worked, so we're not missing anything, and it's just a pain to have, especially when we know we have the other one that is working,
Yeah.
and that's the one that, like, Catherine's about to start a cookbook club, like, that's the one we want,
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, that starts next month. This
Okay.
month? This month, end of this month.
Yeah,
And
excellent.
have you been able to get rid of much of the stuff in the center aisle over there?
No,
with that?
mostly because I haven't focused on that at all.
Okay.
There is stuff that is piled in certain ways, and I already have talked to John. He's gonna go through, there's 2 boxes that I just threw all of the cords I found in,
Sure,
and he's gonna go through and see what is usable and what's not.
okay.
And then there's a few things I have, the friends have been going through the little closet in the staff area to
Mhm.
clean out all their stuff.
Oh, good.
Good.
So they've, I think, done that. Pam was here doing that. But so now I have like some of their stuff that I know like I need to talk to them about, and so we're figuring it out.
Oh,
But
good.
yeah, not yet.
Good.
Progress.
Yes.
On many fronts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
simultaneously.
As best as we can.
Yeah.
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 And then the only other thing that will be happening is just going through the policies. I know we've talked about that.
Yes.
I will have that done and ready for you guys for next month.
Okay.
Okay, good.
That's a
Good.
promise.
Excellent. Okay,
But yeah, that's all I got.
all right. Alex, you have anything else?
I do not.
Okay, we need a date for the next meeting.
It looks like March 11th would be that Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
28 days.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sounds, I think it's okay. Let me look.
Yeah.
Don't see any conflictions.
Great.
Yeah,
Cool. We're
I'll
excellent.
put it on the
That's
calendar.
it.
4:30, right here.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is working well.
This is good. And
Yeah.
this, actually, this.
Yeah, well, we were going to be in the large room, and then there was a Bollywood program for kids, but we didn't have any signups, so we rescheduled it.
Okay.
And then I didn't want to set up that room, so
No,
here
no,
we are.
This works for
good.
Yeah,
everybody.
it's
This works
just
fine.
chilly in here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, with that, I move adjournment.
Seconded? All in
Unanimous.
favor?
Meeting is adjourned.
Great.